Okay, so it's summer again, or, technically, it's getting warm. You get my point. And I use acetone to wash my glassware a lot more now. Or at least rinse the glassware. I still put it into like a hot alkalox bath because that's just my habit. And I frankly prefer cleaning everything thoroughly. But, so I thought, okay, fine, I'll get a proper vented wash bottle because the problem with these ones, the cheap ones, is that they seal airtight, meaning that when it gets warm, for example, temperature during the day changes, or you turn on a hot plate and it's a bit close and the radiant heat warms it up, it builds up pressure and it sprays liquid out, or it just very gently drips, which is not good with a flammable solvent, obviously. So $9, fine, I'll treat myself, get one of these, because it's safety vented, so it doesn't do that anymore. Because what I have been doing is I've just been loosening the cap very slightly when I'm not using it, but that's not convenient, obviously. So testing it just to make sure it works, and what is with that? My hands are not, shaky, but why is it doing that? That's strange. Now, if I do like a very continuous jet, it still spurts. So I thought, okay, maybe the lid is weird, or maybe the valve inside is weird. So, opening it, and, well, that looks like a normal cap, and that tube looks fairly normal, except for that part. So, okay, maybe that's the vent valve. I should take a look at that in case it's messed up. And, it's just a hole in the tube. That's how they're venting it. Now, maybe my expectations for, cheap Chinese stuff is a bit high, but this is not how the older vented wash bottles I've used before work. The ones I've used in the past had an actual ball valve here, acting as a one-way valve. In fact, it's patented. You can look it up. It's by B.B. Sterling from, Britain. They make lab stuff. I think Aslon also uses the same design. I'm not sure. Aslon doesn't really exist anymore as far as I can tell. But this is a fucking hole. That's how they're venting this. I thought maybe they would use a valve because it's a ball valve. It's a tiny little fucking piece of plastic in there. It's not very difficult to manufacture or injection mold. But no, it's a fucking hole. I could have done that myself. So I think I'm just gonna modify. I'm just gonna replace this tube with my own with a proper ball vent valve because this is fucking stupid. This $9 for this. The plastic's not even worth maybe $1 or $2 or $3 after the Strait of Hormuz. But